Today we're going to make this paper leaf wreath, and in the description box below I'll link the supplies I used and some information about it, because sometimes things get discontinued, so I'll try to leave some more information about the cardstock and all of that. I'll also link to my blog where I have a template for this. You can either print it out or you can download the SVG file. Okay. So you can see I've cut quite a few leaves. I had 5 colors in the pack of paper, so I cut 2 sheets of each leaf, and there were 15 leaves, I think, on a sheet. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use them all yet. I just kind of laid these out just to get an idea. First, I was going to mix all the colors in, and then I decided to go ahead and do this kind of, I don't know if it's an ombre effect, but something like that. So all you're going to do is take your leaf. And if you're wondering what these are a lifesaver. I'll link them too. I highly recommend you get these if you're going to order things anyways. They're really inexpensive. They have different sizes that fit on your fingers. And you can see I have some glue here, but it keeps you from burning your fingers. So you're just going to put a tiny dot of glue right here. And then you need to pinch it. So don't use too much, and this is why you need these little protectors. And just hold it shut for a little bit. I knew you guys wouldn't want to watch me glue all of these, so I've done them in advance, but I just wanted to show that one little method. So now I'm just going to take a marker. I kind of laid these out. I'm not going to like measure it perfectly. I thought maybe I'd make a mark like that. And this is just to give me a general idea of how wide I want the colors. So again, this isn't perfect, but there. So now we're going to move all these off. Okay, and then I'm just going to start right here. And actually, I think I'll just glue them like this. And then we'll just stick them to the wreath. So what I'm going to do is just kind of alternate side to side and then put some in the middle. We're going to get the base of the wreath frame covered, and then we'll go back in and add some in a little bit different direction. There's really no rhyme or reason other than I like to try to pay attention to the outside a little bit, just so you make sure that you have a little leaf pattern showing if they're not lining up like this, so you can't see them. And again, we're going to go back in and fill in there. I'll get you started here, and then I'll fast forward. I don't think we need to overthink this too much. I got this glue gun for Christmas. I'll link it too. It's awesome. It's made by Ryobi, and it sets in this handle with a rechargeable battery. Here's a picture of it. I do have an extra battery pack because as I was getting ready to record this video, literally this exact video, my battery went dead. So I have an extra one, which comes in really handy. Okay, so we're kind of reaching that mark that I made. Again, I'm just going to keep putting those in there. Okay. Okay, so you get the idea. I'm not gonna make you watch all of this. There, so just kind of slide them in all the way around. So now I see my mark. Oops, sorry, I hit my camera. I didn't move that too much. Okay, and then we'll start the other color. So I change colors just because I find it easier to see what I'm doing. I'm actually going to turn this wreath like that, just so I'm looking at it in the same direction. I feel like that'll be a little bit easier. All right, I will come back when these all get glued on and we'll go to the next step for filling in. I'll be back. Okay, so this is the finished wreath, and you're going to see all this pink underneath me because I'm going to show you a couple more steps. As I was filming this, not only did my glue gun go dead, but my son came home riding his motorcycle and it got really loud in here. So I decided I was making a pink one anyways, so I'll put this one aside and just show you. This is what it's going to look like when it's first done, or the first rows are on, and you can see you can see all these seams and everything, and you don't need to worry about that. I'm hoping you can see that. Let me pull it up. Okay, so I have some other leaves here, and what you'll do is you're just going to tuck some underneath these loose ends and start covering that up. So you just kind of tuck them wherever you can find a spot, and eventually it'll start filling in really nicely. I didn't have to use the finger protectors on this, but you can if you're more comfortable with that. But you can see as you start already just adding that one section, they're going to kind of lift up in different angles, and that's fine. So now I'm going to put one in here to cover this section. For this one, I went ahead and I mixed all the colors together. Grab another glue stick here. Nope. Okay. All right. So I just find if you kind of put it all like that and a little bit right there, you can just tuck the leaf in and hold it into place for a minute. And it just starts to fill in really, really nice. I think I've said that 3 times. Okay. So I'm gonna keep doing that until I get it as full as I want. I also wanted to mention that I said you can use a wire wreath, and this one is what I used because I didn't have another one of the flat wreaths. I do prefer the flat, but let me show you. You can cover it with ribbon or whatever you want. I don't know if you'll be selling these or just making it for home, but I covered the wreath frame in strips of paper, and that makes them easier to stick to. I don't have to do that with a flat wreath, only with the wire wreaths. So I know the wire wreaths are cheaper. You can even cut wreath frames out of cardboard if you really want to, but I just thought I'd show you that. So I'm just going to keep doing that and putting the glue like that. This pack came with all of these colors, and I'll link that too. I just wanted to say that this is not sponsored by Ryobi or anything like that. I just like the glue gun. All right. And then the last thing is hanging it. So you can use just one of those little sawtooth hangers, the ones with a little jaggedy edge to glue to the back. Or you can just take pieces of ribbon and glue it on both sides to create a loop to hang, or cut 2 loose pieces and glue them and tie it, the bow at the top. I don't think I'm going to use ribbon for mine, but maybe I'll do one and I'll add it to my blog post. So maybe take a peek if you want to see what that looks like. That didn't stick very good, so I'm going to go back in and add a little more glue. You're just gonna keep working your way around until you get it the way you want it. Like I can see, like I want another one right there. The amount of leaves that you use will entirely depend on how full you want it and how big your wreath is. This one's pretty small. I think this is an 8-inch frame. The other one I used was 12. If you're using cardstock, this is pretty sturdy. If you're going to use regular paper, I don't have experience with that, but if you are going to use paper and you want a ribbon, you probably want to glue your ribbon on the back first. That way you don't crush the leaves when you turn it over. So you can see this side's getting close to done and how different that looks from this side. Really use any colors you want. I have a wreath on my blog that I did in completely all white paper flowers, and it's super popular. So you don't even have to use 5 colors. You can just use 1 if you want. It's a little warm in there, so be careful. All right, there's not much more. If you want to watch just to see how it fills in, you can go ahead and watch, and then I'll show you the finished one. You do have to go through and pick these little glue pieces off. I tried not to overthink this too much with the mixing the colors in like this. Initially, I just spread them out. There were 5 colors in the pack, so I just spread them. I don't even know if you can see that. Let me move my, kind of like that, and then I just grab them in order. The first one, I glued all the leaves, pinched them shut first. The second one, I did it as I went, so I don't know. I don't know if one's any faster than the other. I think if you're going to do that brown one where you do the kind of ombre look, it'd be best to pinch them all first so you can lay them out to get that pattern that you want. And then maybe this one, you could do the other way. So with this one, the first 2 rows I pinched as I went. The second row that I'm putting on the top, I had these all pre-done. You just have to decide what's for you. Sometimes assembly line's great. I'll go add about 2 or 3 more, and then I think it's good. I'm going to flip it over real quick, and I'll kind of show you what I mean about the ribbon. Okay, so I wouldn't use burlap ribbon for this one, but I happen to have it sitting here. So what you would do is if you just want 1 loop, you would just glue it here and here. And then if you want to tie a bow at the top, you can cut 2 separate pieces, one on this side. I would go kind of wide. You could fold that in half too. Kind of wide out here, and then cut another one on the other side, and then bring them together and tie a bow at the top. So that's how you do the ribbon. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. I am just kind of new to YouTube, but I do have a blog. I'll link that in the description box below, as well as the products. And if you have any questions, I love them. It helps me update my text at the bottom, so let me know if I left something out. And thanks for watching.